Okay, so now that you have downloaded your Visual Studio Code and you also have your Google Chrome installed, the first thing that you want to do is to create a folder which would house your files. All right, so as a web developer, you need to always work with folders and files. All right, so the first thing is to create a folder, and then now you can do this in multiple ways, but the best approach we'll be using is to go to File and go to Open Folder. All right, so we're going to choose our folder destination or location. So the best place will be on the desktop, since we would be finding our folder on our desktop easier. Here, let us now go to, I already have a folder called Portfolio, so if I can delete this, and here I can decide to make a new folder and call it my portfolio. All right, so you can decide to name it anything you want, but I call it portfolio. All right, so my portfolio, I want to add some files to my portfolio, and these files would be the files that are needed to run my web site. Okay, so the first thing is to select your portfolio. So you select the folder. Okay, so inside this folder in your Visual Studio, you would see two plus signs here. The first one will be new file, and the second one will be new folder. So if you wish to create a new folder inside your portfolio, that is fine, but what we'll be interested in is to create a new file. And our new file, when we click on the plus sign, our new file, let us call it index.html. Please always note the extension. The .html is very important, and your index is always the first page that your website reads. So the first page on your website is always the index. So inside our index.html, now it's time to write our first line of code. For today, we'll just get our page up and running, and then next video we will dig into the meaning of each line. So talk more about what HTML is and put more structure into place. So let's get started coding your first web page. Type the following code as you see on your screen. So let's put on doc type. So when you click on that, it should generate for you, and then you would need HTML, and inside your HTML tag you need your head tag and also your body tag. All right, so you also need the body tag. Okay, so these are the two most important aspects of HTML. So inside our head tag, we want to add the title tag. And inside our title tag, we would call it our first portfolio page. Okay, and inside the body tag, we would have a h1, and here we'll say hello world. Okay, so don't forget to save. So say save. So you can go to your file and say save. Okay, So that dot disappears. So each time you type, you see a dot, and you need to save for your changes to be made. All right, so we're done with the HTML. So you just wrote some real HTML code, so it's time to see how it looks in a browser. This is called running the code. So we'll be doing it all the time in this course. To run your HTML, open your Google Chrome web browser that we installed previously. Then once there, you have to press Ctrl O on Windows, okay, to open the File Explorer dialog box. So let's go over to our browser, and let's say Ctrl O should open our browser, our folder, and now we can go to our desktop where we saved our portfolio, and inside there we will see our index file. Select it and say open, and voila, you have written your first HTML code. Hope you found this. So if you see the above page, if you've seen this page, so you give yourself a very good pat on the back, because you just wrote a functional page. So now notice where the text first web page and the hello world appears. Let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and check out some of the interesting features of our website. So here I'm just going to minimize this and divide my screen by saying Windows button left, and then my other one becomes the left one. So this is a very good way of development, of web development. So here, once we make any changes, this is our first site. Would save. So once we save, Ctrl S, and when we reload our web page, this is our first site appears. So here you can notice, sorry, let me reduce this. So here you can notice that your H1 tags control what is inside your web page. So that is the body of your web page. And then the head of your web page is controlled by the head tag. So if you notice, the first portfolio page is written here, and you also see the first portfolio page written here. So any changes you make, you would see that it is effective. All right, so there you can Ctrl S, and then you refresh your page, and you see that your portfolio page has just been changed. So this is the first HTML, guys. I hope you love this section as it gets more interesting as we go.